We'll begin tonight with a public hearing, which has been called on a notice to rezone public hearing. And prior to starting our regular session, we're here for public comments on the actions suggested. Toby, would you like to just kind of tell everyone basically where this is and what is
this is the old Redlands movie theater. I talked with Rock Roverbush just right before I came in here. He was going to try to make it. He was waiting on a contractor to show up over at that location. Basically, we went through the planning and zoning. Planning and zoning approved the rezone to rezone this to an R3, which would, he's wanting to put like a bed and breakfast style in the front of the old movie theater.
Which required the rezoning.
Yes.
Okay, so we have that action that we'll look at in regular session in a bit. But is there anyone here to speak to that public hearing? Well, if not, we'll close the public hearing and we will then call to order recommending the Clinton Airport Authority. We have with us tonight Chris Fields, pastor of First Baptist Church. Would you open us in word of prayer?
Sure. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for the opportunity to come and just discuss the business of our city. Father, I pray for our leaders. I pray that you give them wisdom and discernment, Father. You would give us patience, Lord, through the process and through discussions today, and that we would use wisdom in our words and how we speak to one another, Father. You're a great God, and I thank you for all you've done for us, Lord. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
The Pledge of Allegiance. Dr. Stewart, would you lead us in that, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome everyone. And council, you received your consent agenda. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Rosales?
Yes.
Trustee Hewland?
Yes.
Trustee Stewart?
Yes.
And Chairman?
Yes. Action item A, consider and take action on change order number 1 with Williams Electric to remove and replace the wind cone at Clinton Regional Airport.
I'll address this. During the windstorm of last week, when the wind was excessively high, it destroyed the windsock that the city has at Clinton Regional Airport. This is a lighted windsock. What you see in front of you is a change order to the current runway lighting project out there. The benefit to us that installed this is a $5,800 project. Because OAC is going to include it in the current project, they're going to pay for 95% of it. So for around $290, we get a $5,800 windsock that we need because it is used by pilots on their approach and landing. So recommendation of the staff is to approve the change order.
I make a motion to approve the change order. Second.
Trustee Hewland?
Yes.
Trustee Stewart?
Yes.
Trustee Rosales?
Yes.
And Chairman?
Yes. Any comments by trustees of the airport authority?
No, sir, I'm sorry.
And you do anything else, Mark?
No, sir.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn. Second.
Trustee Hewland?
Yes.
Trustee Rosales?
Yes.
Trustee Stewart?
Yes.
And Chairman?
Yes. Call to order the regular meeting of the Clinton Solid Waste Authority. You received your consent agenda. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Rosales?
Yes.
Trustee Hewland?
Yes.
Trustee Stewart?
Yes.
And Chairman?
Yes. We have one action item. I don't want to go back to it. Say, consider and take action discuss and take action on sanitation truck contract with Summit Truck of Oklahoma City.
About 5 months ago, last Thursday, the city council approved for the purchase of a sanitation truck. You have in front of you, I believe in the packet, a copy of the contract, so that you can see that the base bid was $192,587.21. They were giving us $6,000 for old trading, which tells you right there it's not much. So that left a net price to the city of $186,587.21. This contract was approved by the council. There are liquidating damages in it of 1% per day over 150 days. So that would mean that liquidating damages in this case could be 54% of the purchase contract, or about $100,440. The manufacturer is asking for relief in this issue. Since the contract was approved by the city council, that falls under your purview as to whether you wish to do something or nothing. And at this time, Donald, would you step up here and, is this the second truck that we've got from this company?
Yeah, that's the second one.
And this was the one that we wanted out of all of them that were shown, not just least cost, but we like what we get from this company.
Right.
Now, as I understand it, if there's any warranty work to be done, where does that take place?
Back at Roberts Truck Center.
Okay, but
So,
Summit,
yeah,
have we ever had any warranty work done on the tractor?
not on these.
And if it's outside of the warranty, we're not going back to the manufacturer anyway.
No.
So having $100,000 worth of credit, there's not going to mean much to us. That's what I like to tell the council. We like the vehicle, we're probably going to look at them again. You are in a position to address the $100,000 liquidating damages against the truck as you see fit.
Was it delivered late?
Oh, yes, 54 days late.
And according to the contract, it's a matter of every day late.
Right.
Every day late, carried a 1% penalty. Now, were there any damages to the city of Clinton during that period of time would be a question first to ask. Were there any material damages, any damages?
I just make a motion, we abolish the penalty of 1% of the bid price for the late delivery.
And I agree with you that, if we weren't damaged, everything's fine, but there has to be something to the terms of the contract or they sign, or there's no reason for them to be held accountable. I'm not recommending that you, hit them with all 54%. They contacted me twice. They've been really nice about it. Those are my comments. I'm not making a recommendation.
Okay. So is this a contract that we insisted on having, or is this the one that they,
This is a contract that they presented to us for our review, for the council to act on when purchase was approved.
and a part of the contract would have been us paying in a timely fashion
Yes.
for the vehicle?
They did not wish for it to be cut until such time as the council had taken action.
You mean on this issue?
Yes.
Okay, so no money's been exchanged.
No.
It just, I don't know, Jason, I was thinking, I'm where you are in one sense, but then as I was thinking about this, there's kind of a balance between the spirit of the law and the actual letter of the law. And if these things are not to be just like taken for granted, I mean, in other words, the point of them being under the gun is to not do damage, obviously, or whatever it is that they could do. I mean, there's no point having it in there. Right now, I'm thinking that we should diminish the fine. The question would be, what is reasonable, fair, that sort of, and still not lose the credibility of the law.
How do you trust the purchase?
This is the second.
Was the first one delayed for any reason?
I don't know.
What was the reason this was delayed? Maybe they didn't get a certain body or,
They really didn't, when I was out there when they delivered it, they really didn't say.
and this is just standard language probably in all their contracts, or is it's requested by the city, late delivery?
This is actually our bid document.
Yeah, we don't, okay.
They were, They wrote the 150 in there.
Who did? So in other words, they agreed to this particular condition, and that is something that we then would put in front of anyone.
And this is the bid document that they filled out.
Yeah.
This is our bid document.
Our form.
They filled it out.
Right.
Okay. But then,
So, Lisa, you're saying that they typed in a penalty of 1% of the bid will
No.
be deducted?
No, no.
They filled in the
They
150.
They filled in
150.
150. That's out, but they agreed to it. Whether they filled it out or not, they signed off on the dotted line that they were going to do.
I don't see any need to penalize them for, I mean, was it something that were we in dire need of the thing? We obviously wanted it, but were there any issues with our trucks being down, or was there an issue that not receiving the truck in a timely fashion that caused us some delays, or cost us money?
It's kind of hard to say on that because with us taking the trash back and forth to Woodford and stuff, we've had.
Sure, that, absolutely. No, I understood that.
that's just what I'm saying. It's not major, but I think like, it's everything down to zero.
I made the motion for 0. Whatever you guys,
Or
you don't
missing
want,
time.
you don't want to second it, that's fine. Whatever y'all think is appropriate.
You guys enter in the conversation.
So it's either, there's an amount that, up to $154?
No, $100,440 is the equivalency of 54%, which is the maximum that could be the liquidated damages.
And if we wanted to do Jason's suggestion 0, I'm suggesting maybe we need to do something just to bring credibility to this, because this is what we
Yeah,
asked.
no, I understand where Jason's coming from. I mean, no harm done or whatever, but again, a contract is
Well, if
not
we're going to
gonna
get this out, and we may not be under the gun. We may have somebody that does damages in the future, and we have a precedent for just basically. We should be like a judge, I think, in the ability to give a swing of like a sentence. They're obviously guilty. And I don't know, my suggestion would be something like, I don't know, $5,000.
Did anybody ask them what the reason for the delay was?
I did,
What was the reason?
parts.
Well, guys, I mean, I know they filled it out, but, a month and a half is, over the grand scheme, I just don't see it being, and I don't know why you penalize somebody that's trying to give you a good deal on a truck. They could have written in 365 days in there and covered themselves. That's just an arbitrary number, and hopefully, that's just something they pulled out of the air. That's not,
Well,
I just don't feel like that's,
I believe it's compassionate to dramatically reduce the penalty, but I think you're taking a chance unless we want to redo this and not have this as a bid requirement.
I don't think that's the issue. I think what Jason's saying is, if we're going to continue to do business with these people, this is the chance for us to show a good deed. In the future, if you get the same bid and something does go wrong, you've got that option, and they would be more than willing to do it.
do you honestly think that if I'm just throwing this out there for common sense. If you think that we penalize them for late delivery for $5,000, at some point if we buy a truck from them again, they're going to make that up somewhere. It's not. My point is it's kind of moot if we're doing business with them.
I get your point, but we're not doing just business with them through the years. Is this bid form used by the city of Clinton any time? If we want any credibility as an institution, forget whether it's the Summit Company and whether they may or may not be somebody we buy from in the future. It's not so much trying to stay in good graces with one company. It is trying to be civil and human about it and not actually holding them to the letter of this, even though there is a time where we might accidentally really be hurt and have to do that. I think the credibility of the document is on trial as much as our humanity is.
During my conversations with them and they did not refer to an amount that they would like to see terminated. They just asked for relief to a lesser amount. I don't know what they expect.
But do we want to just turn, let's go ahead with the discussion, because we are the controlling agent on this.
Yes, you are.
Well, I, for one, and entering the debate with Councilman Hewlin, would say, yes, we should dramatically drop this, but we should maintain the integrity of the bid form if we're going to ever issue it in the future to a reasonable discounted penalty.
What is $5,000? What percentage is that?
Well, if 100 is 54, then 5 would be, what? It's very little. Every 1% is about $1,800 is what it is. So 5,000 would be 3%. 2.5, 2 3/4. I don't think it's the amount that you're talking about. I think it's the spirit of whether you
Right, and I think
diminish.
what both gentlemen are saying here is it's principle on both parts.
I would offer this to the council, or this is a thought. What if you have someone talk to them as to an amount that would be acceptable to them? I know 0 is their first option. I know you don't want, Jason, I know you don't want.
Well, I'm done commenting on it. I'm just saying that 150 days isn't arbitrary. I mean, they just pulled that out of the air. I mean,
They're in business.
I know, David, and I see your point, but
I'm thinking about the future.
I'm just saying, it happens. Things like that happen all the time in the industry that I'm in. I see that stuff, and it's just, next time, if we penalize them, they're going to come in here and they're going to put 200 days or whatever the case may be.
I don't see the point of trying to speculate on the future of one company. If the form stays the form, then I'm of the opinion that we should be very, very humane in the way we look at this and reduce it to an appropriate amount, but I don't think that should be short of 0.
Deborah, what's the liquidating damages on the fire department?
Yeah, I don't recall. On the contract on the fire truck?
No, department, the new fire station.
Oh,
I think rather than negotiating, we need to determine what.
I'm sure there probably
0
were, I don't know.
Or a far lesser amount. I said $5,000, and that's obviously a dramatic, that's just basically making the contract worth something for anyone in the future. But we have two things on the table. I don't think we need to send someone to negotiate and ask them what they would do. I think we need to make a determination tonight, either to go with nothing or to go with something that's almost nothing.
I say 2,500, call it a day.
Okay?
But Jason's got a.
I got a motion. On the floor or nothing. I said we just take receipt of the truck and make sure, inspect it, make sure it's not damaged, and then we'll do better talk next time.
Well, Donald's got it, Lisa's insured it. Are you using it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, there has not been a second.
I'll second the motion.
Is this new truck that comes in this dumpster? I don't like it because it's
Trustee
been making that
Yes.
noise.
Trustee
So I
Stewart?
don't know if
Trustee
I can
Rizal?
run out there
No.
and stick something in the
Sure.
dumpster
No.
before it gets down there. See, the older made enough noise at the other end.
So,
I could get out.
Do we want to have more of
That's my
a
stuff.
conversation?
Well,
Perhaps another, what was your suggestion?
2,500.
$2,500, okay? That's a
I
motion.
voted yes. I made the motion.
council, oh my gosh, because it's snowing.
Is there a
All the
second?
wind's blowing the same house.
They would want extra money from us. They
one's going to us. Is there a second?
When the dumpster people came, because it was loud enough to do it now.
All right, if there's no second, then I guess the next action would be to authorize a representative to, I don't know what it is.
To negotiate terms of liquidating damages. If you choose to do that, that's your option.
I think we should table it till we have our full council. That way it'll be, there will be a definitive decision.
Okay, motion to table.
That motion, take second.
On the motion to table.
Yeah.
Trustee Hulen?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Stewart? And Chairman?
Yes.
All right. Any other trustee comments in the area of the solid waste authority? Anything from you, Mark?
No, sir, no,
Can I hear a motion to adjourn? Second.
Trustee Hulen?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Stewart?
Yep.
And Chairman?
Yes. I want to call to order the regular meeting of the Clinton City Council. You have received your consent agenda. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Hulen?
Yes.
Councilman Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilman Stewart?
Yep.
And Mayor?
Yes. We have 4 action items. Action item A, consider and take action on ordinance number 994 regarding the rezoning of property at 606, 608, and 610 Frisco to R3 multifamily district.
This is the issue, the public hearing. Toby, you got anything to add to what we've already heard?
No, sir.
And I move we accept the rezoning of this property.
Second.
Councilman Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilman Hulen?
Yes.
Councilman Stewart?
Yes.
And Mayor?
Yes.
On the north side of that same street.
Consider and take action on building replacement costs for municipal property insured with Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Group.
Lisa, I think you had a conversation with Gilbag representative and came back.
Yes.
On the second floor.
The buildings that they are discussing here is the Southwest Playhouse, the Armory, and the Driver's Examination Building. They have set a value on those, and the value is such that if these buildings were to be destroyed, we would not build back a building like what exists. So the value that they have placed on these would be for replacement costs and not insuring the buildings as they are now.
We wouldn't go back and build them with the same structural materials that we currently have. You'd go back to something else that's more acceptable and be cheaper. So they're reducing that amount, which saves us premium. The staff recommendation is to approve.
Seems to make sense.
If you go to the next page. That's the Driver's Examination Building.
All right. And then the Southwest Playhouse building.
Is on the next one, there's 3 different.
And then the third is the Armory building. Everybody clear on what's I wanted to do here? Yeah? Any questions? Do we have a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the change in the replacement cost, building replacement costs. On that.
Councilman Hulen?
Yes.
Councilman Stewart?
Yes.
Councilman Gonzalez?
Yes.
And Mayor?
Yes. Consider a request of MAD for Life 5K to block various streets on Saturday, April the 13th.
Again, Lisa, I want you the one that met with the mad lady. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that way. I think you're here representing this organization. Is it MAD or MADD?
It's MAD,
MAD.
Yeah.
What does that stand for?
Mad for Life, as
Oh, okay, it's not an acronym for anything.
Gwen, do you want to present something on this? You want to talk about this, or do we?
It's from Heart to Heart, out of Elk City. We're opening another branch for the pregnancy clinic. They're in Clinton, behind First Baptist Church. So we're raising money for that. And if that were to be approved, we have a map for the fire department and the police department on these closures.
Lisa, didn't you say it was the same route that the public school
Yes.
system? So this is the route that we haven't used before?
It's the same route that's been used.
Okay.
Yes.
You have maps for the police and
Okay.
fire.
Make a motion to approve the request.
A second.
Councilman Stewart?
Yes.
Councilman Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilman Hewlett?
Yes.
And Mayor?
Yes. Consider and take action on consideration of proof of bonding to operate a taxi cab service.
Toby, as I understand that there's been an application to operate a taxi cab service in Clinton, Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
And our ordinance requires that the bonds be approved by the council,
That's correct.
and that's why you're here today.
Yes, sir.
Who is it?
Elijah Carpenter. When we've been working on this process of bringing this, or working through this process to establish this taxi cab service, we've been working a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Well, he had to be out of town this week, so he is unable to be here tonight. But we've gathered up all this information. Chief Rinkle went through his part of it. Lisa, some of it had to be submitted to our city clerk. I believe everything was turned in that they needed to evaluate and to proceed on with this
And the certificate of
service.
insurance as presented is
Yes.
accepted. So recommendation of staff is to approve.
Make a motion to approve approve the bonding to operate a taxi cab service.
Second.
Councilman Hewlett?
Yes.
Councilman Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilman Stewart?
Yes.
And Mayor?
Yes. Any other comments by trustees in this particular area?
I do have one question about taxis. Do they have meters?
No, sir, I do not believe he does. It's kind of
Go back.
he's going to be and there may be, I have not looked in the vehicle. I think Detective Hammonds.
Bobby, wait a minute, Toby, on the application form, there are rates to the lower right-hand
Okay.
corner. See that written out to the side?
Yes.
But I'm wondering, are there meters in taxis?
It's not going to be like just a regular yellow cab that you might see. I believe one is an SUV, plus he's also going to be running a limo. The limo is actually sitting up here at John's Auto Repair by the old fire station.
Is that it?
That's one of them, yes, that's
But
his
that's not
limo.
going to be the taxi.
No, I believe it's
Stop that.
I think it's like a black Denali. I don't have my paperwork in front of me. It's like a black Denali Cadillac.
There's Toyota Camry, a black Escalade.
Okay, Escalade.
Mercedes.
Is it in one of them, is one of them the long stretch? limousine?
Yes, and that's going to be part of his
None of
operation.
those listed on that application
Or
are
is
that
it
limousine.
limousine?
Okay. It is sitting, he just purchased it not too long ago. I believe it was about 2 weeks ago when he purchased it.
Well, is he authorized just to do these three then? I mean, since it's.
At this time, yes. And he is the only employee. He did submit an application if he does hire and he knows the process that he has to go through as far as with the chief to establish an employee.
Bob, you got any other questions?
My only question is, and I've dealt with taxis before, is calibration and certification of any kind of recording instruments like the odometer. Are they checked for calibration? How does he time? Does he have stopwatches or what? How does he time, just on his watch or whatever? Because he's taking people's money for his word on whatever he's done, and I'm just trying to save him some heartaches.
I don't think any of those things were addressed in our.
No, they're not in our application
I understand what you're
process.
saying, Bobby, but I don't think that's something that we police.
think that would be something that should be looked at. I mean, you can,
We don't have the authority.
so we just hope the best.
I would think that it gets too outlined, your customer base is probably going to take.
Exactly.
All right, so we have taken care of that matter. Any other comments from council? Art, do you have anything else?
Yeah, just one other thing, Don, we're putting the bar screen in down at the wastewater treatment plant. We continue to have problems down there. That would have been alleviated if the bar screen had been functional. How percentage of completion, where are we at on installation of the bar screen?
85-90%.
Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah.
Carpet is being laid in the Frisco Center. We started that Monday morning. Don and his staff crated everything out of the office of staff there and put it out of the way. That's been painted. I believe the carpet, was the carpet stripped out of there, out of the office area, or not? I don't think it was. One of the meeting room right north of Roland's office, the carpet has been stripped out and the new carpet is in place. They've done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does. It looks great.
We're doing the foyer now, I think.
Yes, they are. Moving right along. Everything looks good. I'm going to come to the council in the coming weeks with some proposals to replace the lighting inside. Remember, this is the same age as the carpets you have. And if you go over there and look, there are several different shades of light. Just because we've replaced some, we haven't replaced the others. We'll look at every light bulb there, even in the parking lot. We do have the money to do it. PSO has a rebate program that we can apply to and get a significant portion of this back. I'm in contract with the contractors. I expect to come to you in the first meeting in March and present this to you. Also, the new bulbs are, LEDs to Buzzworth. I don't know how many LEDs there were back when this was built, but I don't think there's any LED lights over. I think they're all the old fluorescent type. So, we'll wrap the place up, make it look better, decrease our electric bill, and have somebody help us with the installation. It's really going to look nice when we get through, just with the carpet. That's all I have.
Okay, do we hear a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Councilman Newman?
Yes.
Councilman Rosales?
Yes.
Councilman Stewart?
Yes.
And Mayor?
Yes.
Not all.